Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. And today we're going to be going into the part two of unit two of the Khan Academy Financial Literacy course. So let's dive right in. Why and how should I save money? Saving money is very important for a number of reasons. First, it allows you to have a safety net in case of emergencies. For example, if you suddenly lose your job or have an unexpected medical bill, having money saved up can help you avoid falling into debt. Another reason it's important to save money is so you can reach your goals. If you want to buy a car or a house, save for college, or travel to a new place, it often takes time to save up enough money to do those things. By saving regularly, you're taking steps towards achieving those goals. So, how do I save money? There are many different methods people use to set money aside. Here are a few examples. Some people automatically deposit a certain percentage of their paycheck into savings account so they don't even have to think about it each time they get paid. Others keep a piggy bank or a jar at home where they add their spare change each day or week. Another strategy is to create a budget and designate a certain amount of each month to put into savings. Some people use apps or services that round up their purchases to the nearest dollar and put that extra change into a savings account. Finally, some people use specific goal setting strategies. For example, they might have all $10 bills they receive or try to save $5 every day for each month. How do you choose to save money is up to you, as long as you're saving. Next article. Planned and unplanned expenses. Saving money can be hard, but is one of the most important things you can do to ensure your financial stability. One of your first things you need to do when trying to save money is to understand the difference between planned and unplanned expenses. Planned and unplanned expenses. Planned expenses are things you know are coming, like rent, car payment, or a phone bill. Unplanned expenses, on the other hand, are things that pop up unexpectedly. Think of a medical bill, car repair, or last minute gift. Unplanned expenses can have a catastrophic impact on people's finances. For example, if your car is the only way you can get to work and that car breaks down, you're going to have to miss work or pay for rides in to and from work until the car is fixed. If there's no money in savings for this type of expense, you are going to have to borrow money and possibly put yourself in debt. Your income may suffer if you end up missing work, and your budget will now have additional expenses in it. Medical expenses are another type of unplanned expense that can also affect the income portion of your finances. If you're ill, your ability to work will also be affected as well as your income. Emergency fund. While it's impossible to predict any of these events will happen in the future, it is important to be prepared just in case. Best way to do this is to start an emergency fund. Emergency fund is a savings account specifically set aside for unexpected expenses. The goal is to have enough money in the fund to cover costs if something unexpected comes up. Many experts recommend having at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up in emergency fund. I am ready to save. What's the next step? Savings are like a gradual for your financial plans. They ensure that even if something unexpected happens, your plan remains in place and you are still building a better financial future. Emergency fund. If you're following the 50-30-20 rule, for budgeting, you are already setting aside 20% of your income for savings. Now, let's break down even further. We already know that having an emergency fund is essential to protecting all aspects of our budget. An emergency fund is where most, if not all, your savings should go until the fund reaches its intended amount. The recommendation is that your emergency fund has 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses slash needs in it. Expenses like dining out and entertainment should not be included in this calculation, as they easily can be eliminated in the case of an emergency. So, what does that look like in real life? Example. Example. Ella, who works as a store manager, has a monthly salary of $5,200. Ella has decided to start building an emergency fund and knows she should have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in that fund. Looking at her monthly budget, Ella identified the following as her essential living expenses. We can say that Ella has about $2,600 worth of living expenses per month. If her emergency fund is to have 3 months worth of expenses, then her emergency fund should have $7,800 in it. But what if it's 6 months worth of expenses? In that case, we should have $15,600 in the emergency savings. Ella has been following the 50-30-20 rule and is saving 20% of her income. How much is that? If she is going to try and save 3 months worth of expenses, it's going to take her about 8 months to do that. So let's practice. If Ella's goal is having 6 months worth of expenses in her emergency fund, how long will it take her to save the full amount? Remember, her goal is $15,600. She saves $1,000 for $1,040 each month. So the answer to that question would be 15. So next, we're gonna skip to the past the pop quiz, and we're gonna get to the pay yourself first. You might have heard people say you should always try and pay yourself first. The phrase "pay yourself first" generally refers to the idea that when you receive income, you should prioritize saving your money for yourself before paying bills or other expenses. So let's walk through how to pay yourself first. Paying yourself first. How you pay yourself first will depend on how often you get paid. Some people get paid every week, others get paid every other week, some twice per month, and others once per month. Refer to the table above to see how many pay periods you have in a year. This will help you figure out the amount you need to save each time you receive a paycheck. Example. For example, let's say you want to save $624 for a new laptop. You are paid weekly. You need to save $12 each time you get paid. If you're paid bi-weekly, you need to save $24 with each paycheck. If you're paid semi-monthly, you need to save $26 each time you get paid. And if you get paid monthly, you need to save $52 each paycheck. This method works for any savings goal. Let's say you want to save $1,300 for a vacation and you're paid every 2 weeks. You would divide 1,300 by 26 by periods to get $50 per paycheck. This amount will then be put aside into savings, and when the vacation time finally arrives, you will have all the money saved up, no stress, no worry. By syncing your savings with your paycheck, you are able to save money before you get the chance to spend it. Thus, pay yourself first. What are different types of saving accounts? Choosing a saving account. A saving account is a great way to save money, earn interest, and grow your wealth over time. But with so many different types of saving accounts to choose from, it can be tough to decide which is right for you. Consider your goals. First and foremost, consider your goals. Are you saving for a specific purchase, like a car or a house? Or are you just looking to build up an emergency fund? Knowing what you're working towards will help you choose the right account for you. Think about initial deposit requirements. Some banks have minimum initial deposit requirements for their saving accounts. If you're starting off with a small amount of money, this could be an important factor to consider. Consider access restrictions. Different banks have different rules about how often you can withdraw or access your money. Some will let you withdraw from your saving account as often as you like, while others have restrictions on how many times per month you can access your funds. Make sure you understand the rules before signing up for a savings account so you don't run into any unpleasant surprises. Shop around. Finally, don't forget to shop around. Each bank has its own set of features and fees when it comes to saving accounts. Compare them and find the one that best suits your needs. Traditional savings account. High yield saving account. A high yield savings account usually offers a higher interest rate than a traditional savings account. This can be a good option if you want to grow your money faster, but there may be some restrictions, such as minimum balance requirement or withdrawal limits. Money market accounts. A money market account is a type of savings account that usually has a higher interest rate than a traditional savings account. You may be able to write checks from a money market account, but these accounts may also have fees. Certificate of Deposit, or CD. CD is a type of savings account where you agree to keep your money with a bank for a certain amount of time. In return, the bank will give you a higher interest rate. If you withdraw your money before the time is up, you will have to pay a penalty. What is interest and how does it work? Introduction. Anytime you save money, you have different methods of doing it. You can save or lose change in a jar, or you can transfer money into some sort of saving account. The main difference between these two choices is that the amount of money in the jar will never increase on its own, while money in a savings account will. That increase is called interest. What is interest? Interest is the reward the bank gives you for trusting them to look after your money. The more money you have in your account, the longer you keep it there, the more interest you can earn. How does interest work? The bank calculates interest as a percentage of the total amount in a bank account. For example, if the bank pays 1% interest, that means you'll earn $1 for every $100 in your account over the course of a year. If there's $500 in your account, then you'll earn $5 in interest over a year. It may not seem like a lot, but the great thing about interest is it builds on itself. For example, if you start with $500 in your account and you earn $5 in interest over the course of a year, you now have $505 in your account. The next year, the bank will calculate your interest based on the new higher amount. And the interest you gain each year will continue to grow. And if you keep adding more money to your account on top of that, your interest will grow even faster. Well, it's not getting rich quick scheme. Earning interest is a great way to grow your money over time. And that's it for Unit 2. Thank you guys for watching today's video. And if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.